Well, I'm so super excited and really grateful for taking your time out on a Saturday like this to come out and just little drops create a mighty ocean. So it's a gradual process. It's a process that began a couple of years ago, and we are at the point where we are actually going to Sierra Leone. So let's give a round of applause to everybody for this great support. Thank you. I have my wife here and my daughter, and they're going to actually assist me with some of the slides that I'm going to be talking about here. So I'm going to read straight from something that I prepared for my heart that really speaks to why we are going, why we are undertaking this particular project, what it means, and how best it will have an impact on the community that we are going to be working with. So I'm here today to let you know about an exciting initiative that has given me, my life, a new meaning, and that I hope you will find as exciting and meaningful as I do. As some of you know, my life has been shaped by both the experience of violence as well as a deep appreciation for numerous alternative responses to conflict and human rights abuses. This appreciation came alive for me while seeing my daughter grow and develop over the past 4.5 years. Until recently, I was unaware that a child so small could write her letters, count into the double digits, and locate Sierra Leone, India, and the United States on a map. Perhaps more importantly, I was unaware that someone who had yet to enter class 1 could identify feelings of frustration, sadness, anger, and of course, happiness. As special as I consider my daughter, it wasn't long before I realized with some poignancy that her development is largely a result of plentiful food and sleep, attention from the interactions with caring adults, as well as safe opportunities to stimulate her thinking and senses with nature, toys, and books. She has been exposed to all of these things largely through the accident of her place of birth in the United States. To parents who have had the luxury of time, sufficient resources, access to early childhood education, and awareness of its importance. Most parents in Sierra Leone, like me, have survived 10 years of civil war that interrupted their own educations. Most recently, they have withstood the ravages of Ebola, particularly in rural areas. They are not currently positioned to feel the kind of joy that I do seeing my child blossom before my own very eyes. According to UNICEF, Sierra Leone has had the second highest under 5 mortality rate in the world as of 2013. This recognition led me to reinvest myself in Sierra Leone Foundation for New Democracy, a small NGO that I started a few years ago. Though the organization met with earlier success in its original purpose to promote non-adversarial approaches to civic engagement, it was my experience with my daughter that led me to reconceptualize what democracy really means and how it could be achieved. As a result, SLFNB's revised mission is to build the foundation for citizens of all ages, to deliberate and enact new non-adversarial alternatives that nurtures democratic relationships and decision-making among and across individuals, families, institutions, and the environment. That foundation, I am increasingly realizing, begins in early childhood. And democratic relationships and decision-making can only take place in public institutions if they have been cultivated and modeled within families and communities. Nelson Mandela once said, education is the most powerful weapon which you can use to change the world. I would like to share with you our efforts to build the first early childhood education center in Sierra Leone. Dovalema, where children grow in the Mende language of Sierra Leone, will be integrated with 20-acre permaculture farms secured in the eastern province of Sierra Leone, within the Kenema district area. Dovalema permaculture farm, meaning the source of germination also in the Mende language of Sierra Leone, will serve as a laboratory for children and adults to cultivate non-adversarial ways of interacting with each other, with institutions, and with the environment. Having a childhood center on the farm will allow village children to interact with the land and nature in an environment that is built to foster their physical, emotional, and cognitive growth. It will also allow village adults to meet their families' nutritional needs without compromising their children's safety and development. SLFLA will continue to promote non-adversarial approaches to civic engagement, but we will connect our work on governance more intentionally with our work on the land and in education. In the last 9 months, since we revised our mission, we have assembled local and international boards, enlisted the help of villagers and subject matter experts, surveyed the land and community, started planting 45 different trees, fruit trees and vegetable gardens to address the nutritional needs of participating children. We've identified 500 plus children whose parents are potentially interested in enrolling them in early childhood education. Procured land and a facility to begin our early childhood education work. We'll send our first donation of clothes, books, and other child-related materials to Sierra Leone. We've raised more than $5,000 through our website and inaugural fundraiser, and identified 8 individuals from the US who are raising their own funds to volunteer in Sierra Leone this December. That is a major milestone. Thank you. Our work has just begun. Our next major steps are to develop a trauma-informed environmental curriculum and corresponding lesson plans based on academic research and indigenous wisdom contributed from villagers. A true testimony to the indigenous, the village connectedness that we are trying to seek in this particular project. Identify, recruit, and train teachers in early childhood pedagogy and classroom management. Train community members to advocate for families and policies to ensure children's welfare through nutrition, immunizations, nonviolent discipline, literacy, and protection from child labor and other forms of exploitation. Provide villagers with access to books through a community library. Create opportunities for exchange information about early childhood development with and among parents. Nelson Mandela also said, "It always seems impossible until it is done." But there is no passion to be found playing small in settling for a life that is less than the one you are capable of living. SLFND can only grow, can only achieve the next steps through your support. Thank you.